make nature understand, to make nature a content, to create future courses, to create new life, a new way of being.
Facts. We got melanin, fallen angels just want us for medicine. You the GOAT, you the king, you the veteran. Reach for the skies, your answers are heaven sent. Ha!
This is a fact, a God's logic. I am a kingdom, and I am a kingdom who will not run.
Cause kings don't run. Cause kings don't run.
Hello. That was whack. That's, intros normally have something like, yo, or
my name is Marquesha. My name is Marquesha. Call me Lady Quay or Quay, and be looking out for my book. There's no title to it right now, but it's coming eventually.
Okay, and this is my other guest. Since I was so rudely interrupted, she just told me to shut. No, I'm playing. It's cool. Go ahead. This is my other guest. I'll let her introduce herself as well.
My name is Barbara. I am currently an intern marriage and family therapy counselor, as well as a behavior interventionist for a middle school. I currently have a book already published for about a year, almost 2 years now, called War Before Wisdom. If you want that book, you go on warbeforewisdom.com and you should be able to get it.
Yay, those are my guests. So today, the topic pretty much is about baby mama and baby daddy drama. Pretty much how we navigated it, and then I wanted two different perspectives. One from you a baby boomer?
I am a baby boomer.
Yeah, a baby boomer, and then the millennial perspective. Get two perspectives of it from one generation to the next, as well as the similarities and differences. And then the next episode will be two men, one from baby boomer and one from millennial, and they'll be talking about it from the male perspective. And then I'm gonna have them all sit down again, and we're gonna talk about it amongst men and women. So
sounds like a plan.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start off. I normally start every episode with reading pretty much a freaking dissertation. But I ain't gonna read that today. I don't feel like it. But the song dictates what the message is. So today I want to try a little something different and let y'all just listen to the song, feel the vibes, listen to the words, really tap into the song and tap into the energy of the song so that y'all can get a feel for, what this podcast really is about. I never want that message to go unheard. So here we go.
I saw demons late night. Yeah. I caught fear and I cried. Yeah. I opened up my eyes. Yeah. Thugs do not cry. Yeah. I had dreams, I saw God. Yeah. God looked like the moonlight. I saw me from afar. Yeah. My future looking bright. I'm higher in my mind. God told the angel lift me higher. Aliens took me and they told me about sin. They said they hate humans. I said I am human. They said, but you're different. You are more like our king. I said, I'm different. They said, I'm where you have been. I'm higher in my mind. God told me, angel, lift me high. I'm higher in my mind.
One more time.
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah, one more time, and you was done. You was gonna say, you know what? And
Right.
another thing.
Please.
No, that song though, the words,
my
it just is.
It's
It
really
meditates
good.
to me. It meditates to me. But anyway, let's just jump right in. I'm gonna start with you. 'Cause
Oh,
you just
Lord.
been itching. You just been itching at the chop. So first, I'm gonna just to segue into the conversation. I'm gonna just ask a question. Okay. Okay. So it's a real direct question.
I'm gonna give you a real direct answer.
Good.
Let's go.
Did you mean to have kids?
No,
Okay.
I was trying to have a little sex, and then and bam, that
And
shit
it just
happened.
happened.
Sorry, Mom.
Right.
This is how you think his friend got here, right?
Right. So, no, you didn't. You didn't.
Well, my daughter was, I'm gonna say pre-planned, but she came pre-ordered. Can I say that? Yeah.
Pre-ordered.
Yeah,
So you
it was
were
aware.
aware.
Like I was aware that it could happen with her. You know, it was just like
It is what it is.
yeah. But with that boy, it was like what? Who?
It was a shock. It was a reality
Shock.
check.
I cried.
Okay.
I cried for a minute.
Okay. So, what about you? Same question.
I planned.
To have kids.
Yep. I planned to have kids. I was in a depressed state and I felt like I wasn't loved. So I was like, you know what? If I have kids, I want to make sure that these kids love me, like I want to be loved. And so when I met my partner, I literally, after 2 years, we had a baby, And I was like,
Oh,
yeah.
so it did. You know what's funny is because that's my life, and I didn't even I never stopped to ask you how long you and Dad was together before y'all started having us. I never considered that a day in my life. That's information. Thank you for that. Thank you. Okay, so when you had kids, when you did have kids, when did you become a single mother?
ASAP. What you mean?
So
I ain't gonna say ASAP. I was with Jazz. I should shut that off. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you good. Go
But
ahead.
no, with Jazz, me and her dad broke up when I was 8.5 months pregnant. It was some bullshit, I'm not gonna get into that detail or whatever. Then with Jameer man wasn't playing, so it was like I stopped fucking with his. I'm sorry.
It just be you.
Yeah.
She right here, right next to me, like right
I'm used to
here.
this. Just
Okay,
I'm
please
just
flow.
like this.
right. So I stopped fucking with him the day before I found out I was pregnant. Like, oh, what? Like it was one of those like. But his mama told me I was pregnant. She's like, "You pregnant?" Like, nah, I'm not pregnant, ma'am. I've been having these same symptoms since I was pregnant with her, and after I was throwing up. So she's like, "No, you pregnant?" I ain't gonna lie. I went to Walmart and stole my pregnancy test. That's why I was pregnant. That's why I got pregnant. That's my excuse. That's why I stole both the pregnancy. I took both of them out the box and left the box on the shelf. They paid me back because I was definitely
Right.
pregnant.
Karma came quick.
ASAP.
She said, right
Kids
now.
on the stick like, hold on,
you
wait.
understand too much
wait.
not to get it back right now.
Man, you said what?
You understand too much not to get
I
it back
bet y'all
right
don't
now.
steal from nothing else. I bet y'all don't send another pregnancy test. That's what I won't do. That test got me pregnant. It wasn't me. It wasn't my fault.
Whatever.
It was the test that I stole. It was stolen.
So when did it happen? How soon did it happen for you? Yeah, did you become a single mom? Yeah.
It wasn't soon at all. I had my first in 1988. I would say in 1998.
Oh yeah,
Matter
we
of
do
forgetting.
that.
Right, you gotta do some thinking.
I want to say 1993.
That sounds good for me.
Mhm.
That sounds good for me.
Yeah, it was 1993. I believe you was like 3.
Yeah, that sounds good for me. That
Mhm.
sound about that. Yeah, that's
It's
good
about
for me.
right for you.
Yeah, so
All
3.
right.
So about
Your
when
sister
so
was 5.
when I was no,
I mean,
she
4.
4. Yeah, so that means all 3 of us
Well,
was here.
She was 5, but you
But I
was
was
getting ready to be 4.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So you
Right.
narrowed it way down. So it was all right.
Yeah.
So you remember all of it.
Yeah.
All right, great. So when you realized that you had become a single mother, how did that change your understanding, or when did you begin to understand that that was your reality?
When I was pregnant with Jazz, and it was my mom that helped me through it though, because she was a single mother too, and she was okay. You know how I was in school and everything, so she was like rougher on me. So it's more like she basically said, "Bitch, suck it up. You're a single mother. Like you better raise this baby on your own, or he gonna help." That's what it was. So
Your mama sound to me. Let
I should have brought her
grandma.
here.
No, your mama sound like the pregnancy test you stole. She sound like Karma immediately.
And she don't care.
That
She don't
shouldn't
care. No filter. She just gonna let your feelings be hurt right there. Like,
Well, it ain't your feelings shouldn't be hurt by the truth. If your feelings hurt by
sometimes
the
it
truth,
do
it's
it
your
like, damn,
problem.
why you have to bring it out all at once like this? Like, she
I hear
ain't
you.
got, mama ain't got no filter. Mama gonna tell you, like, bitch, you's a dummy. Like, just ease it on me.
So basically, it took you to get pregnant a second time.
No, the first time it took that, but the second time I was just being hard headed. I was hard headed. I was still trying to have a little sex and still happened.
Okay.
So he was literally like, get your rocks off, and then man, like, damn, what
All
happened?
right.
You told me to be get your shit. I was damn, mom.
Right.
Please.
So, I mean, she more comfortable hearing that.
Oh,
Like,
right.
when
Yeah,
it's two
was-
guys, then I'll
yeah.
be a little. But
Yeah,
you
but
know, I don't want
was
to hear
trying
about
to
you.
get my rocks off, and
All right, cool.
the daughter was, pre-planned. That son came out of the absolutely nowhere. Like, damn, you hear?
So it was.
And I knew it was gonna be a girl. It wasn't no girl. I cried on that table. That's how he got his name. My daughter named Jasmine. His name Jameer. I just took the S out her name. That's his name. Her name Jasmine Amaria. His name is Jameer Amari. I just took a letter out of each name, and that's
just
who
gave
you
it
are.
to him.
Yeah, because I
That's
was
what's
not okay with that. I did not want no boy. I just knew I was having another girl. That doctor said it's a boy. I said, can you do anything?
To change the paternity.
Yes. And she was like, there's nothing we can do. And she's still excited, like, bitch, I'm upset right now. I'm not okay with this. But that was, I'm glad I got a boy now. But then, shit, I was pissed. Pissivity was my middle name. Like, who would have a boy? Me? We don't have boys in this family. So
when did it become something that you realized was something that's perpetuated in our community? Like, when did you realize that most of us we really were growing up like this, and you just created the same environment for your kids that you grew up in?
David, I was young. I ain't gonna lie, 'cause if I knew then what I know now, I probably wouldn't have had no kids, and I would have waited until marriage. But it's just more like I was almost on air, almost there. I wasn't out there, but shit. I had my boyfriend. If I liked you at that moment, I liked you at that moment, and it just happened. I just I won't go make the mistake three times. Three times a charm. That means I'm gonna have multiple kids after three. So I was like, you know what?
Now you just opened it up to a whole. It's funny how you just walked into my next question. Then it was gonna be completely y'all having a conversation with each other. Just watch. Let me ask her the same question. So, how about for you? When did being a single mother? When did you realize that you had created the same environment that you grew up in, like being raised by just your mother? What did that make you feel like? When did it really? What did it? When did it? When and how did it resonate for you?
It happened. Well, it was immediate for me. I mean, I grew up in that environment.
Right.
Everybody was doing it. You know, in my household, there was babies, no marriage. Growing up. So by the time I, got of age, being in the mindset that I was in, it was just like, hey, I've been with this one person, and what happened. I didn't talk about it to him. I planned um, your sister, my oldest,
Sister, yeah.
yes, in my mind. That's what I wanted to do.
Oh,
So
okay.
it wasn't a mutual thing between he and I. It just happened for him, but for me, it
It
was.
was yeah.
I
something
didn't
that
protect myself, so I was,
You was aware of what you
I was aware of
doing.
what I was doing, and I knew that I would eventually get pregnant.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. And so when we became when the relationship ended
Mhm.
and then you realized you were on your own and you realized how difficult it had become, what did that do for your mental?
I want to say that it didn't set in immediately.
Okay.
I felt like Superwoman in the beginning.
Okay.
I was doing very well with you guys. I think when it got super hard is when the third child came, which was unexpected. And I had to deal with three.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to take care of all three was fine, but it was going places that's when it started getting hard for me mentally.
Okay.
And then mentally, I realized, hey, I don't know if I can do this by myself, but let's see what I can do. I don't have a choice.
So that's basically what she said, just
Mhm.
in from a different lane. She got to
Mhm.
that same point from a different lane,
Absolutely.
and so it just leads me to ask, like, when y'all begin to realize that y'all needed help, and y'all turn to the Father to help.
Yeah.
What did y'all turn to the
I
Father?
didn't turn to the Father for help at all. I think when it got to the point where I needed to ask for help, it was insurance wise. That's when I began to ask for help. I just needed the insurance. That's it. Because at one point I was financially struggling and I couldn't afford the, insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he got insurance on you guys. So that was pretty much the struggle, is getting him, being able to talk to him. That was the struggle. Like,
Okay, I hear it. That's okay. Let's see.
You seen I kept quiet. I ain't
Mhm.
asking Father for help and shit because I already
And
knew it wasn't coming.
why?
Because I already knew it wasn't
How
coming.
did you? How so?
So
If you no, let me ask the question first, so you can give a point to answer.
gotcha.
So, you said that you didn't ask the father because you knew the help was not coming. What how can you know that that help is not coming if you did not ask? What was it that told you that the help wasn't coming?
Okay, so for my daughter, on some honesty, for my daughter, I felt like okay, he already. This would have to be a whole story, but I can't tell the whole story. But basically, for my daughter, her dad got 4 kids.
Okay.
At the time when I had her, he only had 3, so she was the last one at that time or whatever. He already wasn't at that time. He wasn't doing nothing. I ain't gonna say he wasn't doing nothing, but he couldn't. He was doing what he could for his first 2 that he already had. Then here go my third one coming on already on the way. I already knew it was gonna be some issues when the way that we broke up. Yeah, because I wasn't trying not to.
Were you kind of sore?
No, it wasn't that. It was when I was the one that was working. He wasn't working at the time, and
So
I was
basically,
able to. I was basically saving for me and the baby, and I wasn't thinking about him, which I didn't feel like I had to.
Mm-hmm.
You're a whole man, and I'm a whole woman. I have my first child on the way. I don't have to think about you. I'm thinking about this baby that's going to be here. These months going to go by fast. So that's where it was with him. With my son, dad, it was literally
like a one night stand.
It wasn't even a one night stand. Like we knew each other for years and whatever. It was like basically giving something to try and it didn't work. And then before you found out it couldn't work, it didn't work. I found out I was pregnant. So that's how that happened. So it was like, yeah, we broken up, but I'm pregnant. And I did think about abortion. I was definitely thinking about that or whatever. And his mom, and I thank her, and his dad convinced me to keep my baby, which is why my son is here now. I don't want no more kids. I'm done.
What's funny is in between that time of me having my last child was actually number 5. Yeah, I had an abortion after the 3rd by force, and the 4th one I lost. So when number 5 came, it was almost like he was through messing with me.
Dude said, all right, now this is all you get. This is all. I'm done, bro. Go on.
It was so toxic. We fought a lot. We was always duking it out.
So from the outside looking in, so I'm gonna tell you what it. So the relationship that you had that brought you into becoming a single mother was the ideal way to proceed.
Right. Was never taught that marriage was first.
Right. It was ideal that okay, and then but yours was all pretty much premeditated. Both of you pretty much knew and know, and it happened, and then the relationship just didn't work, and y'all went y'all separate ways.
Yeah. Well, it was after 6 years.
Well, yeah, still the relationship just didn't.
Right. It
just
dissipated.
And then with you, it was just young and trying to have some fun.
Young, dumb, full of cum. I was ready. I was ready.
Okay.
I was ready for the season. I'm ready.
All right, and then
I wasn't thought nor nothing.
Right? No, I feel you. I feel you. Who you was with?
Person,
right? Who you was with? You was busting it open for. I got you.
Like a taco.
Got you. I had to do what you had to do. The one is for you.
Right. Open, my guy. He was. I said, "Mom, sorry." Look, I said, "Mom, sorry."
No,
I got you.
I gotta write her an apology letter.
You gotta quit apologizing.
My dear mom.
So
sorry.
So
this is the platform.
It is.
So now that you you realize you've come to an understanding that it seems like everybody comes to the same conclusion, which is why we all end up looking for a partner or a mate, because it pretty much sounds like that both of you came from already understanding that you should be with this person, and this person should be the person that you know have kids with, because you messing with this person and you messing with them tough. Y'all just ain't married,
Right.
and that wasn't the rhyme of being, because that wasn't what you saw.
It wasn't
coming
a
up.
shame.
Right. And for you, it pretty much was I just got lucky and didn't have no kids, because I was out here, doing backflips and stuff too. So
Period.
anyway, but your story is more like you grew up in a single parent home, and when you grew up in that single parent home, you grew into your teenage and your hormones, and then you grew past that, and then you started meeting people that you liked, and when you liked them enough, you did stuff with them, and when you did stuff with them, stuff happened from what
Shit
you did with them.
Stuff happened. Shit happened.
But
Some shit
yeah,
happened. Yeah.
so but the realization that you came to without me saying is like you said yourself. I would have gotten married before
Yeah, if
I
I
had
knew
kids.
then what I knew now, I would definitely be married before I had. If I knew then before I had kids, I wouldn't even have no kids, right? If I knew, I would not have any. I love my kids to death. Lord knows I do. But I tell them all the time, like, I don't even know if it was a time machine.
So if y'all could have, if you could have asked,
all the way back, I'll go back to high school, freshman year.
if y'all could have asked y'all baby daddies for some type of help, what would that help look like? And I don't mean just financially. I mean overall.
Let me just go ahead. I can't even say too much, because I can't say it was trained or groomed of them, but I don't play no games. But I didn't have this child by myself, so this took some years of coming up. So now my kids is growing up, and you want to answer your phone. I ain't one of the baby mamas that's gonna be like, oh, you ain't gonna see your child. Oh, you finna get your child. Go knock on that door. As soon as it open, as soon as it look like it cracked open, pull off game strong. Your pull off game weak, but my pull off game strong as fuck. Pulling off and I'm blocking everybody. You gonna have to be Mr. Mom until I get till I feel better about what the fuck we just argued about. It didn't even have nothing to do with the kids. But you can't say, oh, she keep my child away. What you gonna say? She making me keep my child. Go ahead, go look stupid on Facebook if you want to. She's making me get my child.
You get mad at him and take him his kids.
The fuck? Why not? Why not?
That's a unique perspective.
That's very unique. That's who gets a break.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't play no games. So now it's I'm being courteous, calling you to let you know I'm dropping the child off. But if you don't answer,
right,
I'm gonna still drop the child off. But now they're gonna knock on the door.
So
and the door
basically,
gonna open, and I'm gonna pull off.
And you do that with both of them.
Don't care. No fucks given. Sure the hell do. I need a break too.
Okay, and so basically, what you're saying,
you're not gonna be a deadbeat. If you want to be a deadbeat financially, but you won't be in person. Look at you, got your child. Take a picture. Post that on Facebook. That's a recent picture. Guess what? Thanks to mama.
What? How did you come up? How did you get there?
Because they had.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you. This is why I asked you to come on here. Like you on Facebook. I don't feel so flashy, girl. Shut up. Because I invited you on here because that's a peculiar perspective. That is not something. That's not an approach most single mothers take.
I don't know why the fuck that. Okay, Mom. I'm gonna keep cussing.
You know what? If you say that,
I ain't gonna. We're gonna be bestie.
Snatch her
right now. You bestie. Because I'm a cuss. Because shit, that's
right.
That's what the fuck is gonna happen. I'm not finna. You finna. Yeah, she ain't gonna let me see my son or my daughter. Who?
Right.
Who? This child can walk and talk.
But don't you know, you're not understanding what I'm telling you. Yeah, that's great, and that's great and all. But what I am affirming you right now, you're going to hear all of it, and you're going to take it and be uncomfortable, okay?
I won't.
Good. So basically what I'm saying to you is you can teach. You are a teacher. You are a single mother who understands things that's I can guarantee you talk to other single mothers, and they're not saying that that's how they handle the situation.
Because they all keep the kid from the father.
And this is the this is it's just different now, and I'm gonna show you how different because my life is different, but the it wasn't the parent keeping the kid from the child.
Mm.
But I'm gonna let you hear.
Okay.
So go ahead. Now you
So-
answer the same question.
So I was getting ready to talk right away when she said,
I know.
I was like, baby.
Uh-huh.
No.
So
I didn't-
that's just that's a good unique
It
perspective,
was.
and it's one that a lot of women should probably try. It won't work. What the fuck?
You said okay. For
You know,
but
you lucked out on some okay guys, but you know, it ain't gonna work for a lot of people would believe they damn baby right there on the
I'm
porch.
like, for real.
But anyway, go ahead.
I would have looked at that like she crazy, but
Mhm.
anyways, I guess I was one of those people who, if you don't step up, that's on you.
Yeah.
So I literally, I never kept him away. That was the saying. That was is what was said, but I always stayed around his folks. So his folks always knew where I was, but how come he didn't?
Right.
So it was one of those things. So I literally, I never really contacted him for anything. It was more or less like I said, it was just the insurance. But for me, this was me. These are mine. These are my babies. This is my responsibility. I laid there. I didn't, I know I didn't have him by myself, but it's like if he want to be absent, then he have to deal with that portion of his life.
Yeah, listening to you guys, the different perspectives, and then it helps me to see the difference in the generation, because the sum of yours is pretty much black women became stronger to create because your generation bred your generation, and it just sounds like a maturity to the generation. So the black women of your time, your mother, my mother, you guys owned all of the responsibility for yourself. You did not seek the help or understanding of the man, the father.
Let me kind of correct that a little bit. So, just as Quay said, I wasn't going to. Oh
No, go ahead.
I wasn't going to. I knew that after the insurance piece, I knew better than to ask for anything else because I wasn't getting it. So I didn't even ask for child support. Child support found him, told me that they was going to cut me off if I didn't give them some information. So I had nothing. So I went down there with the little bit I had. I heard something and I just gave them something. They dug from that little bit of piece because I promised them I wouldn't
do that.
Yep. But then they found him and he was married by that time, and it was like, oh my God.
And it's still the same thing, because if I don't have kids, but I can speak from talking to my father. So it is like we black people are at a point where we want the government out our goddamn business.
Absolutely.
Man,
So the right is like we are maturing as a people, and that's the point that I'm going to. And we got to take a quick break. So I'm gonna play this song, and y'all really listen to this song too. But that's what we're gonna segue into about how the generation how it progressed, because I know what y'all experiencing it, but I can hear it. Right. So, and I'm gonna tell y'all how it sounds from one generation going to the next. The maturity in the development of our people. Great, it's great. Anyway, here go the song. Shit.
You understand me?
Yeah.
His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn His face toward you and give you peace. The Lord bless you and keep you. Make His face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord turn His face toward you and give you peace. Amen. 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 May the Lord bless you. Keep you. Make His face shine. Face toward you. Give you. We say amen. We receive the blessing from Let His faith be upon you and 1,000 generations, and your family, and your children, and their children, and their children. Let His faith be upon you and 1,000 generations, and your family, and your children, and their children. Let's fire be upon you and 1,000 generations of your family, the children and the children. Let's go before you and behind you and beside you, all around you, all within you. He is with you in the morning, in the coming, you're rejoicing. He is for you. Yeah, He is for you. He is for you. He is for you. He is for It is so. We are standing on your promise. We trust in your word, oh be upon you and 1,000 generations in your family, your children, and their children. Oh, yeah. Go before you, and behind you, and beside you, all around you, within you, with you, right now, and before you, and even, and you're coming, and you're going, yeah, we've been, you're rejoicing, He is for you.
All right, so we back. That was a cute little number, as my grandma would say. That was a cute number. No, I love that song though. But anyway, back to the point. So how that song was intentional. Y'all see how I be premeditating? Because I knew that we was going to transition into a conversation where we knew that somebody was praying over these generations, because I'm about to show y'all how we are growing as a people. So your generation of women, of black women, strong, powerful, black. Wait, what did he say? Strong, powerful. Anyway, let me stop being goofy. I was thinking about Martin, but your generation pretty much just put it on y'all back and just carried it. Y'all put it on y'all back and just carried it, and then the government clearly is sick of taking care of people. So they started going after the fathers. And now that they started going after the fathers, our generation have a new perspective. The men don't want to be exempt anymore, not because they're running from responsibility, because they run from the government now.
But with me, I'm not petty, so
I'm true.
I know my kids' dads are on child support. They got, they on child support.
So you just trying to be nice.
Merry Christmas! I go down there and take their arrears every year off. So you got no lien. You good.
See, that's
it's all up to you signing these papers. Now I'm signing my part. You got to sign your part.
That's
every year I take the arrears off your name for child support. You ain't, because I'm not even looking for the child support. I was one.
It's about.
Mama laughing at me.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because I'm like, that's his punishment.
Yeah,
that was me. I'm not gonna bother you.
See,
that's your punishment.
We
you take it now.
So what I've been doing a lot of research, and in that research,
my mama, how she is, she was on it with me because I was petty. I was young or whatever. I was petty, like, nah. Yeah, at first, you ain't finna see a child. Take me to court. And he took me to court, and that judge chewed me a whole nother asshole. I ain't never tried a black man in court again because I already knew what was going up. He was the judge when nothing I said meant anything. Everything I tried went in one ear and out the other, and it was like, yeah, I ain't finna play with this kind of system no more. So I already know. So I matured from it though. So I ain't never. Now you can't say you're not getting your child because you're gonna go to court. You're a judge. She gave my child for 3 weeks. Sure did.
So it just goes into what's the reason now. But anyway, that's for the next
episode.
Correct. But what I was really more pointed is the fact that we are developing as a people.
Yeah.
And we really need to see that this movement that we see in this wave on the internet that we see in of black love and this new idea of black excellence is coming into fruition because our generation on the backs of your generation, we had a bunch of strong black mamas, and the numbers, the ratio between whites and blacks and the disparity between minorities and Caucasians who were raising kids that were in single parent homes were significantly different, like 0.3 to 24%. Like that's a huge difference. And now two parent homes in the black community is on the rise, is higher than it's ever been. So the development from one generation to the next is amazing. So imagine how your daughter is going to be learning from the practices that you're teaching. Like what the things that you said on here, you really got to give yourself credit because you like 1% of baby mamas with this understanding.
So I'm lit.
You lit.
All right, but I'm lit. He just told me I was
lit.
I have a leadership group called Lit. LIT.
But that be in that group, I'm lit. So basically, I am lit. Like I'm a lit baby mama, and I'm drama free.
Exactly.
Because I ain't going back to jail. You seen that jail video?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I ain't going back to jail.
Quay. It's cool. We all have our moments.
I had my moment.
Never again.
I ain't been back since
Never
2017.
And it won't happen again.
2022. Look where I'm at. Free.
Glory be. Oh, church dance.
I've been free. All they needed to give me was 7 days. That's all y'all did. 7 days is
That's a long time, right?
Scare straight.
Right.
All right, so now this becomes the question now, because this is gonna be the sum of the conversation when we meet with the men, when y'all sit down with the two guys that's gonna be on here. This is gonna be the sum of the conversation. Now that you guys have a new understanding, y'all got kids, y'all can't get rid of them, but y'all not with the father of those kids.
Okay.
So now that y'all have this understanding that, okay, well, if I didn't have kids, no, now that I know I would have gotten married before I had kids, but I have kids now, but I still want to date. I still want to have fun. Or is it just a hot girl summer all the time?
Boy, I'm not gonna play with you today. Everybody who says hot girl summer on the time.
I mean, because you got
to ask me, or you trying to ask me for the thought of wrong?
I'm asking if
in
that's
so many words. That's what you're trying to say.
I'm asking if that's what women doing. I mean, what's the understanding now? Because
I mean, I want to date. I don't want to be a thought. I don't want to have a hot girl summer.
So
I want to have a family oriented summer. I want to go paddle boating and shit and stuff like that. I want to go kick it. I'm not trying to go. I ain't. You don't be sitting
the older you get, you start transitioning.
The older I get, the older
because
let's
we basically saying like, so you ended up having kids from just having fun, right?
I was trying to have a little sex.
Right.
See,
and I got lucky, it happened to me, but the baby not here. So,
Right.
I think we was on two different wavelengths because it's like I had the family mentality.
Right, that's the point.
Kids. No, I mean not her, but me and your dad. It was like he was probably playing, and I wasn't playing.
And she wasn't playing. She
right,
was
I
serious.
wasn't playing.
Oh,
I literally was in family mode.
Yeah.
Well, that's my question.
I think all women want a family, but I'm not saying it's all men because you're a good man.
It appears.
What messed up that whole? What messed up that whole family thing for me is when I realized that there was another baby.
Oh.
And it was, and I was like, that's when the reality set in, and I was just like,
she didn't have a waiting to
all right.
moment.
Well,
I love her. You better than me because you didn't see me on the news like this.
Well, I was pretty mature for my age. I wasn't really. The only part I wasn't matured in is, I fought him.
He's still growing.
He acted a fool. It wasn't her. It was him.
Yeah. See, she just got lucky too because she didn't have people calling the police on her. But people call the police on men. People call the police on men. So if men acted how my mom's acted coming up, a man will be in jail for some time.
Period, Bobby. She got away. Stop playing with her.
I'm not ashamed.
I
was a kid.
Nothing. You don't care about.
I was a kid who grew up around all that trauma and drama. And it was like, I was intimidated by men. So when I got with him, I guess he thought I was a joke because I was so skinny.
Stop playing in her face.
But anyway,
stop playing in her face.
Back to
stop
the
playing
point.
in mama's face.
So when you realized there was another baby, why did that shake your understanding?
When I realized
that he wasn't really
he wasn't.
He wasn't really invested in what you was invested in.
Absolutely. He just
Okay.
his mindset wasn't where mine was, because he would have told me about that baby a long time ago.
And you needed to learn your lesson twice before you came to this.
For me,
Yeah.
fucked up.
And before you needed to. So, and it's funny because it's like sex. Some of us have an understanding of sex and love as together, and some of us have an idea of sex and love as separate. Like you can blaze a lifestyle of love and happiness, and blaze a lifestyle of lust and luxuriousness. But you know, combining them and creating a balance is really what human nature. It seems what we all want. It seems like that's what it's all about. But people have a hard time finding a balance to the two, and then they when they can't find a balance, they hug this one more, love or lust, and when the love is hurt, they turn to. A lot of people turn to lust. Some people turn to depression. That's just.
I was gonna say it's trauma field. It's just a big ball of trauma.
And it's just weird, a weird dynamic, because it took you to learn to have two babies to come to the same conclusion that she always had. But then it took a man to grow up. But by the time he did, it was too late. So
It's too late.
Mama said, "Boy, bye, bro."
So the black women have grown from generation to generation from, you know, letting a man, you know, and I ain't gonna even lie, it sound like, and I may be putting my foot in my mouth, but that's the point. You know, that's why men gonna come and talk too. But you know, it to me, I do have a bias, you know, but to me it just seems like another way that the black woman is helping the black man realize a lot, because it grew from you just ignoring him to letting him figure it out on his own to you forcing the issue. And it just seemed like it's becoming it just seemed like to me it really take a black woman to wake up
in order for the man to.
Yeah. But I'm gonna talk about that with the men. That's our time. We done had fun. It was a great conversation, and thank y'all for stopping by. My mom, check her book out. She'll be, you know, I shouldn't be calling you my mom, but that's my mom. I'm proud of her. That's my book. And then she was my high school best friend. You know, she turned up, I turn up, she turned up. We was kind of getting, you know, whatever. But have a good one. Peace out. Thank you. Yep.